let me just say it is fucked up, especially when the you in that sentence is me. It was broad daylight. I was with my friend Chris in a pedicab in an unknown alley in Beijing when the driver asked for 200 yuan, opening and closing the blade of his knife. Luckily, we were next to a pile of bricks, which my friend Chris began to eye. 200 yuan was only about $40 at the time, but F that. I was a poor recent grad and I did not even splurge for a cab ride when I could take the bus for a quarter. Luckily, the bricks were unnecessary. After 20 minutes of yelling and phoning the police, let's just say that I finally felt like my Chinese was worth a damn. I parted with a measly 20 yuan, and we went back to our hotel in Beijing unharmed. That night, Chris and I started talking about missing our significant others. He would be away from Amy for about a month with this trip to China, and I hadn't seen Adam in almost 6 months. For those 6 months, I had been alone in China, the only foreign English teacher at my school. It was weird that I was even with him to begin with. First of all, I'm gay, like really gay, like makes up excuses why it's appropriate to kiss your female friends in high school kind of gay. So, but it was hard being out as queer in middle and high school. So few people were out my age that I didn't have anyone suitable to date. I did what most lesbians do in high school. I settled for boys. Boys were fine. If I met 100 women, I'd probably be attracted to 87 of them. If I met 100 men, I might be attracted to 6. So, in high school, this was a shame, but that was okay, because I was going to the University of Massachusetts in Amherst. With 5 colleges in the area, the place was bound to be brimming with lesbians. Full of them. Lesbians eating ice cream cones, lesbians reading books under trees, lesbians playing frisbee in the quad. Just the thought of it made my leg hair stand up with excitement. When you move to a new place or start a new school, a new job, it's really easy to be true to yourself. It would be simple to be out in college. I would meet people and they would just know me as Michelle, the girl with the leg hair and the rainbow umbrella. I didn't have to explain anything to these people because I had no history with them. And I was right. Amherst was full of queer women. Then it happened. Adam Martin. Adam and I had had 4 classes together our first semester. He lived at the end of my hallway. He used to put on his old man sweater and his big glasses with the silver frames and go out to buy cheap handles of vodka from the liquor store for our all-freshman hallway. He was only 19 at the time, so this made him the man. Every college floor needs an Adam Martin. My Adam Martin was kind, warm-hearted. He used to climb from balcony to balcony of our 7-story dorm. He was tall, thin, had dark hair. He used to run through the woods drunk at night and get branches in his face and found this thrilling. He was an excellent writer. I admired him. I respected him. He was fun. I had fun with him, but I didn't like him, not like that. He was a great friend, an always there for you friend, the guy handing you shots, the guy with the good stereo, the guy who called maintenance when someone puked in the hallway. But when he came to me at the start of 2nd semester and told me he liked me, I was like, no, just no. I like you, he said. But I wasn't supposed to date a man. I lived in Amherst now. I studied Chinese and women's studies and English literature. I was a catch. I was supposed to meet my dream girl here. I was supposed to be having hot lesbian sex right this moment. Not talking to Adam Martin in the hallway. Adam, the guy who philosophized with me till 4 in the morning and clipped my toenails when we were drunk and gave me articles he thought I'd enjoy. Those things were nice and all, but they were not hot lesbian sex. 3.5 years later, I was far away from Adam Martin, facing a stranger with a knife. And it made me wonder what I was doing here, far away from him. He was an amazing, stellar guy. When we were in college and he told me he liked me, I didn't want to date him, but he was persistent. The next day, he told me he liked me. He told me that he was doing everything in his power not to kiss me right then. I would wake up and there would be paper hearts of different colors taped around my doorframe. I would tear them down. I did give the whole thing a chance because he really was a stellar guy. And 3.5 years later, when I was running away from him, I thought he was still a really stellar guy, one who I still admired and respected, and I missed him. I had been in China for all this time alone, and I climbed mountains that felt empty without him. I ate food that didn't taste as good because I had no one to share it with. I wish that he had been there, because if he were there, it would have been a drinking buddy and a movie buddy and just someone to stand next to me and share all those experiences with me. But I wondered if that person should really be Adam. I would be leaving China soon. I would go back to Massachusetts and visit my family before moving to the West Coast in Washington State for graduate school. I would see Adam. We could have a clean break. I could start over in Spokane. I could meet so many lesbians there. It's true. I could write poetry about those lesbians. I could write poetry about leaving Adam behind. He visited me for spring break. We walked through the woods, along the river, over the wooden bridge. We walked to where the trees had been blackened by fire. I reached out my hand and touched the rough, dry, soot-colored bark. The tree was so hardened, cracked, stuck there, just trying to grow next to its fallen friends. "We have to talk," I said. He said, "Let's not have this talk until Sunday." So we ate Mexican food and we hung out with my friends in Spokane and we drank wine and played pool. We loved each other. It made Sunday even harder. We have to talk. I know. I started to cry. We had what Koreans call jung, a bond, an attachment, a history together. When you've been with someone for so long, it's hard to just walk away. There's actually something between you, jung. I couldn't just walk away now because he was really a part of me and I was a part of him and we had shaped each other. He convinced me that things were still working, that we didn't have to break up just because we were seeing each other in person. He missed his flight and stayed an extra day. A month later, we broke up. We still loved each other, but we were no longer the best partners for each other. We slipped away from each other. I slipped away from him. The week after that, I met 3 women. It was really great timing. I dated the first one and it didn't work out, and I dated the second one. She was crazy. The third woman I couldn't really date because she was kind of my boss. But she was just an excellent person to be around. She was amazing, kind, generous. She used to host barbecues at her house, and she had a pet turtle, and she invited me to play disc golf in the same forest where I'd taken Adam in March. The course went along the river, and those blackened trees stood above us on the ridge, green leaves speckled between their trunks in the crisp blue sky. We became really close friends. We went swimming together, dancing. We shared summer nights and strawberry mojitos, and she threw marigolds at me playfully. Days later, I found orange and yellow petals in my pockets. One day I told her I liked her. She liked me too. And one day we knew we loved each other. On a different day, we moved in together. And some days after that, we moved to Korea. I was no longer running from something. Now I'm running with someone towards something. I have someone to stand with at the tops of mountains, someone who packs my lunch when I'm running late, someone to kiss me good morning. We've been together for 4 years and 1 month. Next year, we're getting married. Hey. I finally know where I am, and I don't know if you've ever found that kind of love, but let me just say, it is fucking amazing, especially when the you in that sentence is me. Thank you.